So the Austin Breedy Clubman of the Year for 2014-2015 goes to Phil Wimblett.
And the supporters runner-up, supporters player of the year runner-up is Tom Parkinson. Anyway, supporters player of the year is Tommy Whitnell.
Gordon Fleming was a local resident, also a member of our Supporters Association for many, many years. From memory, I think he also used to run a women's team, one of the first women's teams that we had here at Tonbridge Angels. And again, this award is presented in his memory.
Anyway, the Gordon Fleming Trophy this year goes to the top goal scorer, which was Billy Medlock. Craig was quite happy that somebody would say hi to him. I hope he's somewhere in the building. Steve McKim, the first team manager.
I don't speak too long. As people at the managers meeting know that I'm not very good with words. What I'd like to do is thank all the fans for their help and support for the bunch of players at the back there that have come in from scratch and basically kept us up this year. Thank you all. That was meant for the players to clap you lot. Players, can you clap them again? This year's runner-up is Tommy Whitnell. Manager's Player of the Year award. Again, like I say, it's been our decision, and it's not just my decision. Me, Barry, Justin, Kevin, we all talk. That's part of that's my staff, and we all go by each other's votes. And this year, I've got to be honest. There was the chairman standing behind the dugout at Wingate and Finchley, and I absolutely hammered him. And for a young kid, for him to be dropped and come back and do what he's done, thoroughly deserved. Jack Parter.
And the last thank you is to Kate for the kit and doing all the kit. So to manager's wife, the chairman's wife, would like to come up. It's going to be, we've got two awards for the reserves. One is the player's player. This is probably the highest accolade you can get when the players support, or the players vote you on as being the player of the year. It's very, very well deserved. As I said in the programme notes for the Kent Intermediate Cup final, it's a guy that you can totally and utterly rely on. He'll play in any position. And also he's the skipper. So Cameron Millen, well done. The management's player of the year, and we've thought hard and long about this one. But between us all, yeah, the guys turned out at the start of the season and has done a magnificent job between the sticks. So Jack Kelly, well done.
Good evening, everybody. Firstly, thank you for waiting for us as we were hammering our way back around the M25 from Uxbridge tonight. That's much appreciated. The last little bit for us to do is just to say a few thanks on behalf of the Academy and the Ryman Youth team. It's been a difficult year for the academy, if I'm honest, because we've had a transition from going up from our base at Hadlow College up to the ground here, but it's given us a fantastic platform to work for in the future, and the prospective intake for next year is looking fantastic, so we're really pleased about that. But a big thank you to Steve and to everybody at the club that has made that transition as painless as it can be, so many thanks. Also, a quick thanks to those stalwarts who stand on the gate and in day glow clothing on a Ryman Youth freezing evening, and we've just got a little thank you for those people. So I don't know if Andy's here tonight, that's fine. Well, I know Dave Netherstreet's here, so Dave, many thanks to you for all you did for us. I know you don't drink, but it's a bottle of piano. Thanks very much. And I know he loves to stand in the background, but we're not going to let him get away with it. Charlie Cole, would you like to step forward? Thanks, man. Thanks, Charlie. This evening, the Academy Players player is Ronaldo Mitchell, who isn't here this evening, but we'll make sure he gets his award. The second award is for the most improved player for the Ryman 18s, which is, as Steve Mack calls him, the Andy Murray look-alike, 6'6.5". Oh, he is here, is he? He is here. Come on then, okay, come on, big man. James, your prize is just coming, mate. You can have your photograph taken away. Stay there. There you go. There you go. No, he's not. He's only 6'6". Oh, here we go. He comes your prize. Good. So he's off to university. See you later. Okay, so our player of the year award for the Ryman Youth. It's a goalkeeping year this year. Please step forward. Stan Hill. Congratulations. Stan's done a fantastic job for us, both with the Academy and with the Ryman 18s. He's had a great year. Top goal scorer for the Rymans and for the Academy, and I think and for the reserves. You add all them up, you might even have beat Billy Medlock, but here he is. Sam Caldecott. Step forward, Sam. There you go. Congratulations. Yeah. Great stuff. Okay, and I'll tell that Andy is now back in the room.
Hello, can I call up Lee Carey to the front, please? Lee Carey is getting married in the summer, so me and the boys have put together something. So, congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't realise that was going to happen, so I appreciate that, boys, I really do. One thing we'll say about the boys, I know we've only been together for a year, but it's probably the best team spirit I've ever been involved in. And I've been around a few clubs. I know things have been a bit tough at times, but I'm glad you guys have stuck with us. The dressing room is absolutely amazing here, and I hope the majority of us stay, and hopefully we can push on next year and really enjoy it.
Before I do these awards, what I would like to say is done a few thank yous earlier to certain individuals that have helped me through this season, my first season in management. But I would not have had this unless Steve, Colin, Dave, Chris, Charlie, John, after that interview, give me the job. And I've got to thank them thoroughly for that, because they took me inexperienced. All I've done is coaching, and they give me the job. They give me the number one job. So I thank you for that, because what you've done. What you've done, you took me on face value, because pound to a penny, if I asked you now, none of you knew what I was about. None of you knew who I was. What you didn't know, what recommendation I got from. And my interview obviously got me through that process, and I thank you for giving me the job. What I will say, Charlie Cole, wherever he is, where are you, Charlie? Right, you're hiding again. Honestly, mate, you do more than people realise.
Yeah.
As much as the board and the chairman and everyone backed me for giving me the job, this man here, and I know, listen, I read the forums, and the amount of work this man does, there are going to be slight mistakes, because what I do out there as a manager, it's 46 games, you're going to make mistakes. He has to do all through the youth, the academy, the reserves, the first team, so I appreciate how much pressure he's on. I won't go into details about how much when I got a phone call on the Wednesday about Mitchell weren't signed, and we could have lost points, but it worked out right, because we did have the paperwork done, it just wasn't given in the right way. But this man does an awful lot, and I don't know if everybody realises how much he does, you know, and I've got to thank you very much for that. I think that everybody here should realise how much he does rather than judging. The other side of it I look at is the volunteers at this club as well. You know, you've got people coming down, watering the grass when they don't have to, you know, people selling the 50/50s. I've got a little band of ladies near my room that give me grief. Not too much, but they give me grief. They are the management as well.
So 8 minutes left.
But in general, I've loved my time at this club so far, and I want to continue it for a long time. You know, I said in my interview, this club felt a homely club, and I've only had that at 2 others I've been at, which was Sutton and at Gravesend. And I was there for 4 or 5 years. So, well, you might say that, ladies. It's a very good club. I've enjoyed my time and I want to continue it. Player, I when I play, hold this in high esteem, because I think if your fellow players class you as the best player, you've obviously done something right through the season, whether it's your performance on the pitch, your conduct off the pitch, and your all-round way around your other fellow players, you deserve it. The runner-up, and this, again, I could imagine from them players that have picked this was very hard, and if I'm being honest, it went to the last 2 votes. There was 3 players on the same amount of votes until the last 2 votes, and that's what changed the system. So the runner-up is Jack Parter. As a management staff, we looked at it and thought, we had our ideas who it would be, and down to a T, it went to the last 3 of them. The winner is Tommy Whitnell. Honestly, I thank everyone. I really do appreciate all your support, and hopefully next year we'll bring more success than what we've done this year. Thank you very much.
massive thank you to my fellow directors and my family for putting up with me. You know, they put it. Arguably the best decision we've made is the appointment of Steve at the start of the season. We've also, you know, taken the club into fan ownership. That's now open to all of you. So please, you know, if you want to get involved, and even if you want to support the club, become an owner in it. One member, one vote. I'm going to be working on the players next year, so they're all owners as well. They don't know yet, but there you go. A massive thank you to the players and the management of all teams, of all of our squads. It takes a lot of dedication to do what they do. I know the first team get remunerated for it, but to be fair, it still takes an awful lot of dedication to do that. So thanks guys, really appreciate that. As I've said many times before, we couldn't operate without the number of volunteers we have around the ground, and as Steve said, you know, I'm pleased to say they're growing. You know, the Coldridge mob that swamp you as soon as you walk in through the ground, thanks to them. Pam that mixed your money on the 50-50, it's been a fantastic asset this year. Stewards that are there to safeguard you as well as to show you where the nearest toilet is. You know, there's a lot of people in this club that go unnoticed, but they're certainly not unappreciated, so a massive thank you to those. Don't forget, we've got a huge menu of summer events here at Longmead, thanks to DA and the events team. We've already said thanks to Phil Emblem. Darren and the events team are putting a massive amount of work to get the marquee up and running in the other field, so a huge thank you to those.